Hi cuties, my name is Hanako Kozumi and this is the channel Nerdy Nekoma. Everything here is about Haikyuu chat stories and fanfic. Thanks for joining us today. If you like this video, please consider subscribing and leaving a like. And with that, welcome to the second part of the bottom skit, Nightmares. Today's video features DaiSuga, AoFuta, and YakuLev. I'm really excited for it. I hope you will like it. Enjoy. Have you ever had struggles finding good Haikyuu merch or anime merch in general? Because I for sure did. It can be hard. But this shop offers amazing merch. Like, I'm literally obsessed with the Haikyuu merch. They have the cutest hoodies ever. Now, if you want to get 10% off, click the link in the description. They offer me a collaboration which is literally amazing, and you support my channel this way, so win-win. Let's go. Daichi woke up to an empty bed. One look at the window, or rather the dark blue sky it presented him with, told him that it was still the middle of the night, yet his boyfriend was nowhere to be found. He blinked a couple of times confused and tried to get used to the limited light in the room, the only source being the moon, its light dulled by a veil of clouds. Navigating through the room into the hallway without making a sound and waking up the entire house proved to be quite challenging, and Daichi let out a relieved sigh when he finally made it. He tiptoed down the hall, checking first the bathroom for any sign of Suga before proceeding to go downstairs. It wasn't long until a warm light shining from underneath the living room door eased his search and guided his way. Inside, he found Suga on the couch, huddled up in a blanket and staring at something in his hand. Suga? He looked up confused and quickly composed himself, wiping his cheeks in the process. However, Daichi still saw the drops he attempted to hide and the red coloring his cheeks and eyes. Daichi, what are you doing up at this time? Shouldn't I be asking that? Suga chuckled a bit and motioned for him to come closer. I guess. Maybe I just missed you in bed. He sat down beside him, and before he could offer a hug, Suga already leaned against his side. The captain pulled him closer and placed a soft kiss on his hair. What is going on? Why are you sad? He looked down at the object and gently took it from Suga's hand to get a closer look at it. It was a picture of them and Asahi and Kyoko. They took it at the end of their first year at Karasuno. I don't know. I'm worried, I guess. Worried? I mean, we have only so much time together left. What if it all ends afterwards? What if we just end up drifting more and more apart? Do you want that? Suga's head snapped around and he looked at him with wide eyes. Of course not. Do you think I would be... Then it won't happen. He placed both arms around his boyfriend's waist and pulled him on his lap, allowing the other to hide his face against his neck. But isn't it the same as in middle school? Back then I also thought we'd be friends forever, but then my friends and I found different high schools and new friends But we're older now, more in charge of our decisions, and I don't know about you, but the relationships I met in high school means so much more to me than those before. And again, maybe that's just because I found you there. He smiled warmly, even though Suga couldn't see it. This fuzzy, yet reassuring feeling he always got when Suga was around spread throughout his whole body. And I promise, I won't give up on us. Suga nodded weakly, and even though he could feel a few tears hitting his skin and soaking his shirt, he could also hear the smile in his response. Me neither. What even got you thinking like that in the first place? Nightmare. He snuggled closer. An honest chuckle resonated through Daichi's chest. Don't laugh at me. I'm not. I'm just happy that you trust me, that's all. I love you. Love you too. They spent the night telling each other anecdotes, from cheesy to funny ones, until Suga got tired again, and Daichi, who battled with his own tiredness the entire time, simply placed a blanket above them, holding Suga close. Aone woke up to a whimper coming from the other side of the bed. Contrary to popular belief, he slept fairly lightly, which resulted in him easily waking up due to his surroundings. In this case, he was at the same time glad that he did, and yet he wished there was no reason to do so. But there was. On his side of his bed, his boyfriend was turning and tossing around in his sleep. He frowned, and Aone could clearly see the distress on his face. The taller reached for him, and gently at first, with slowly increasing urgency, shook him awake. Kenji. The captain groaned, still caught up in the depth of his nightmare. Kenji. He sat up in bed, gripping his boyfriend's shoulders more firmly. Slowly, his eyes blinked open. He looked around, disoriented, and Aone hated the fear that reflected within his eyes, even though it faded fast as the images from his dream did too. Are you okay? He took a deep breath before facing him, smiling, and even though it was a bit shaky, it seemed genuine. Yes, I'm fine. Thank you for helping me. He still sounded a bit breathless and automatically let himself fall forward against Aone's broad chest. The giant middle blocker immediately engulfed him in his arms, offering the comfort Futaguchi needed. I'm sorry if I woke you up. He shook his head and made a small sound close to a huff, but Kenji understood and laughed at the idea Aone could get offended by his words. What did I do to deserve you? He smiled at him, but was met with new concern. His hands gently cupped the taller's face, and he caressed the tension away slowly. Don't worry about me. I'm fine. It was just a nightmare. Futaguchi frowned a bit nervously. It's not that important. Really, I promise. Despite being not satisfied with the answer, Aone sighed and moved on to the next. Do you need something? Futaguchi smiled and got closer again. Just hold me. That's all I need. The middle blocker was happy to oblige and pulled him into his arms again. They sat in comfortable silence for a while before laying down and falling asleep again. Kenji in Aone's arms, safe and sound, without any nightmares haunting him. The ball hit his arms with a lot of force, but Yaku managed to receive it perfectly. It flew right above Kemma's head, who said towards Kuro. He made the point without much trouble and won the set. That was a good receive. I wish everyone could do that. The whole game would be much less exhausting. Kenma basically collapsed on the bench, reaching for his water bottle. He didn't seem to realize it, but Yaku's heart swelled with pride at his words. Not that praising him was Kenma's intention, which was exactly what made it so special. Kuro grinned, but before he could make a comment, the door to the left creaked open, revealing the Russian Titan. Hey, Liev! Huh? What do you think you're doing here so late? He scowled at the other, who just seemed surprised. The training will end soon, right? Exactly. You missed it almost entirely. We had a practice match today. I'm sorry, Yaku-san. I didn't think you would want me to watch. He scratched the back of his neck nervously. What? What are you? Lievachka! A girl, about the same height as Yaku and with a red jacket, ran straight past him and right into Liev's arms. The taller smiled and leaned down to place a tender kiss on her lips. Pain spread in Yaku's chest at the side, and part of him wanted to scream at the silver-haired, but his throat suddenly felt too tight to even breathe. Who is that? Yuma-chan. She's our manager. Don't tell me you have forgotten. It was teasing, but there was real concern in his voice. Why is Liev? He couldn't say it. Why wasn't he playing? Oh man, did she get hit in the head again? Beside them, the two still acted like the perfect lovey-dovey couple, the sweet kind of lovers, cheesy and cute that Yaku hated. They were so touchy. He got nauseous the longer he witnessed them. Liev doesn't play volleyball. The basketball team got him first. A pity. With that height, he would have made a great blocker. The silver-haired laughed, and the sound felt like daggers being dragged over his skin. Kemma grimaced at the thought. Too loud. Kuro, next to him, laughed as well, while Yaku's world seemed to lose more and more substance. He didn't know what to do or how to handle this. Yaku? No, stop. Yaku, please wake up. What? His breathing accelerated. Mori, it's okay. With a gasp, the images around him shattered. He woke up to total darkness, his eyes searching the room until they were met with a pair of emerald green ones, filled with worry. Mori, what? He pushed him away. His breath burned in his lungs. He needed time to think. Yet, he couldn't do that with Liev this close. The other froze, startled by his reaction and uncertain what to do next. His hands hovered in the air, halfway extended to the smaller, who pulled his knees to his chest and dug his nails in the skin of his upper arms. Even through the fabric of his shirt, they left crescent moon marks. He didn't want this. Didn't want Liev to see how truly weak he was, but he could hardly send him away. Not if he wanted... If Liev... The first tears spilled over. Damn it. This wasn't fair. He was always so careful not to get too attached. So why was the prospect of losing Liev suddenly so painful? Or did he just not notice until his subconscious reminded him in excruciating detail? What was this? A warning? Should he leave before he couldn't anymore? Bad news. Judging by the way his heart clenched, beating painfully in his chest, it was far too late for that. He angrily stared at the blanket beneath his feet and tried to ignore the way it hurt. Mori. Go away. Don't look at me like this. Don't pity me. Go away. Mori. A hand found his and hesitantly tried to loosen his grip. Stay. Please don't leave. It's okay. We all get nightmares sometimes. Nothing embarrassing about it. Through a veil of tears blurring his sight, he could see Liev smile. Let me help. His grip loosened, and Liev took the chance to pull his hand from the abused skin and softly caress the marks Yaku's fingers left behind. He pulled him into his arms, and even though Yaku wanted to protest, he didn't. It felt good. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Was that too much? My sister always does this when I have a nightmare. Though she can't hug me like I can hug you. I'm too tall. Well, you are... Liev. Atala laughed, expecting that Yaku would pull away any second now, but he didn't. He didn't move at all, though after a while the tension in his muscles subsided. You won't leave, right? Of course not. He pulled him closer and rested his chin on the smallest head. You don't like basketball, right? He furrowed his brows in confusion. Not really, I guess. Yaku sighed contentedly and snuggled closer. Good. Before Liev could ask any more questions, sleep lulled him in again, and when he looked at the peaceful expression on Yaku's face, he decided that there was no need for answers now. Instead of returning to the futon that had previously been his bed for the night, he shifted them both into a comfortable position, making sure not to disturb Yaku, who decided that Liev's chest would be his pillow for tonight. Thank you all for watching to the end. I hope you enjoyed it. This was the second part of the Nightmare series. And, well, there will be obviously more. 7 altogether, I said it before. And again, the ones that will come will be a bit more easy. But hey, if there are any content warnings, I will say them when the time comes. So, for now, I hope you really liked this part. I did, especially YakuLev. Though I feel a bit bad for torturing Yaku like this. Okay, but... now, if you liked it, consider leaving a like, because it really helps my channel grow, and if you don't want to miss out on anything in the future, like the next parts, consider subscribing. I can do this. And now I hope you have a wonderful and amazing day.